Hello.
Hello, this is Ree.
Hey, Ree, it's Bobby Bones. How are you?
Hi, Bobby. How are you?
I am really good. I'm very excited to talk to you, and I have to tell you, my girlfriend is from Oklahoma, and she'd never been on the show before, but she is up here with me because she is such a massive fan of you. So, Ree, this is Caitlin. Caitlin, say hi to Ree.
Hi, Ree.
Hi, Caitlin. Oh my gosh, so great to meet you.
Oh, it is.
Oh, and you too, Bobby.
Oh yeah. Well, so let me just tell you my story because I'm not even a food guy that much, but Caitlin loves you, and she's like, let's watch Food Network because I love the Pioneer Woman. And so we watch your show, and I was like, wow, look how nice she is. And by the way, you made stuff that I feel like there was a lot of butter, Ree. I'm going to be honest with you. There was a lot of butter in this stuff. And she said that was kind of your style, that you made like really, really thick meals for like the family, like feel-good meals.
Yeah.
And so...
Yeah, I'm going to do a double negative. It's not non-fat food.
Well, so I mentioned to my listeners that we were watching you, and they all love you. And I was like, wow, my world has just been opened to the Pioneer Woman. So anyway, I'm very excited that you called. So thank you very much for spending some time with us.
I was the person you never knew you were missing.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, Caitlin has some questions first. Caitlin, what would you like to ask her?
Oh my gosh, so many things, but I'm going to have to narrow it down. Okay, so one thing I've been wondering, and I've watched you since your first debut on Bobby Flay.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I caught it in my college dorm room.
I was so much skinnier then.
No, you're beautiful then and now. Okay, so I was wondering, your sons are older, right? They're in high school now?
Yes.
Okay.
They are. They're very large people.
Yeah.
Very tall.
Have you thought about what kind of mother-in-law you would be? Because I would be so nervous to date your son because you would be so intimidating. You're the queen of everything domestic.
Thank you. I think I have this problem where the first boyfriend or girlfriend of my children doesn't stand a chance. And I don't mean to be that way, but I think it's just this adjustment for each kid that I have to, I go kicking and screaming into each of their love lives. But the second boyfriend or girlfriend, it's all golden. They're totally accepted into my life. So, no, I'm kind of kidding on that. But no, I'm kind of like, I don't want to be a regular mom. I want to be a fun mom. So when the boyfriends and girlfriends come over, I do TikTok videos with them, and I try to be cool, but then I just wind up embarrassing them. And so, just typical mom stuff.
Ree Drummond, the Pioneer Woman, is on with us. Your show's been on for 25 seasons. Is that right?
It is, but TV seasons are kind of like dog years or something. It's basically, this is my 9th year. We started in 2011. So a season is 13 episodes. So we do quite a few shows per year.
If people come to your house, because I have a lot of friends who are musicians, and if they're at a party, people they're like, well, there's a guitar. Is anybody going to play it? And they kind of are pointing to the musician to go get the guitar. Are people always expecting you to bring food or cook food when they come over?
I think it's a pretty safe expectation, and usually there is something in my house to snack on, and if not, I'll just throw a couple sticks of butter in a skillet and let it melt, and then people will think I'm cooking. Italian restaurants, they always have garlic simmering, so it really smells delicious when you walk in. But what's funny is when I travel for work, I'll go to New York or Seattle or something, and people say, "Did you bring any food?" And I always think, well, I couldn't really get my portable butane burner onto the airplane with me, but so yeah, food is an expectation when I show up.
Okay, I have another question. Bobby's birthday is coming up, and we're going to be quarantined, so I have to make something for his birthday dinner. And I've made almost all of your recipes, but I haven't made the chicken fried steak, and that's his favorite. So do you have any tips? I'm still trying to impress him, so I need all the help.
You will totally impress him with chicken fried steak. Bobby, I love hearing this. Is that your favorite food?
Yeah, my favorite's chicken fried steak with white gravy and mashed potatoes and white gravy and fried okra. I'm from Arkansas, so...
I know you are.
Yeah.
I know my daughter went to University of Arkansas before they canceled classes, but I love it there. It's a great school. Caitlin, you will totally rock the chicken fried steak. It is... All you have to do is get all the ingredients out ahead of time and kind of mix up the breading, have everything ready. Don't try to just start and finish, in 45 minutes. It'll go much more smoothly if you just lay it all out beforehand and, say a prayer before you start.
I usually do.
And if you pray over your chicken fried steak, it always turns out a little bit better.
Okay, I have one more. Can I ask one more?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, and then I have something to tell her. Can I do both?
Tell her first and then ask her.
I'm going to ask her first.
Okay, go. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so the last thing is, I know you said Lad married you for your lasagna, but do you remember the first thing you ever made him?
Okay, so I imagine Bobby can relate to this, but I married a guy who is, he doesn't like anything weird to eat. He just likes chicken fried steak and not a lot of flavors that he wasn't all, eating in 1973. He kind of wants to eat the same foods. But anyway, I didn't know this about him when I started dating him. And so I decided I'm going to make this guy dinner. It was like our third or fourth date. And I made him one of my favorite dishes, which is linguine with clam sauce.
Mm.
And, it sounds good, doesn't it, Caitlin? Well,
sounds amazing.
He's not a big fish person, let alone, canned clams. And I made him this enormous plate of linguine with clam sauce. And we were still in the early stages of our relationship, so he ate every bite of that plate. And then the phone rang, and he had to take the call because it was his brother, and they had a ranching thing going on. And so I thought, I bet he liked it so much, I'll fill his plate again. So I gave him another big helping. And he kind of got through the second half of it, and he told me much, much later that he was hoping his brother had called to say there was a prairie fire because he wanted an excuse to get out of the house quickly. But that was
so
our
funny.
first romantic meal together.
That's funny. What would you like to tell her, Caitlin?
I just want to say you inspire me so much. I think you're incredible, and I love that as your empire has grown in Pawhuska, you've brought your community up with you, and I just think that is beautiful.
You're so kind, and I mean, this is a rough time, and those kind words really mean a lot to me. So thank you so much, and I hope you can come bring Bobby to Pawhuska sometime.
Oh, we are going.
Well, she's a massive fan. She just loves you, and she loves Oklahoma too. Like, you guys have that in common. She is as much as I'm diehard Arkansas, she is diehard Oklahoma.
Are you from Oklahoma, Caitlin?
I am. I'm from Eastern Oklahoma, close to Muskogee.
That's why we have a bond.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. You said we had a bond.
Let me ask you a question, Ree. People are in their house now that maybe don't cook as much as they have because we're all trying to stay in. And what's a meal that people can make pretty easily? They can kind of learn a little bit, or what's a tip that you can give them about cooking if we're kind of new to it?
Well, the tip I just gave Caitlin has saved me a lot of sanity, and that's just getting everything out before you start cooking. Because if you aren't quite comfortable whipping up something on the stove and you just start, you heat up the pan and you've got to go. If you don't have everything out of the fridge or out of the spice cabinet or out of the pantry, you're going to wind up cussing to yourself quietly, but it'll be frustrating. So just lay everything out. And I've been doing some cooking. I've just been kind of documenting my cooking on Instagram, and I'm cooking pretty simple stuff. I made hamburger soup the other day, which, I had some hamburger I needed to use, and I just kind of reached into my produce drawer and chucked potatoes and carrots in there. And so it's kind of a good time to experiment, but right now is not the time to, get really adventurous with flavors and different ingredients. Cook what you're comfortable with. And make soup, for goodness sake. Soup is, that soup fed my household of however many I had over the weekend. And a couple of them are over 6'4", so they loved it. And don't be afraid to use canned biscuits. Don't put pressure on yourself. Just use what you have, and watch videos. The Instagram videos. A lot of my food blogging friends are documenting what they're cooking, and just have fun.
Can you copyright a recipe, or if you make a recipe and you see someone you're like, I bet they stole my recipe? Is that a thing?
I think if it's going to be cooked, it's been cooked before, is kind of what I think. It's usually the things I cook. When I first started my show, they were, recipes that my mom made and her friends made and my mother-in-law made and passed along to me. And these days, the things I cook are, variations on the theme. It's amazing, how many different approaches you can take to quesadillas. It's kind of the same formula, but you can do barbecue chicken and pineapple quesadillas. You can do, fajita steak and veggie quesadillas, roasted veggie quesadillas. So I'm not reinventing the wheel with my cooking because I'm a home cook. I wasn't trained in culinary school. So I think, everything is sort of a variation of something that came before, unless you're in that tier of chefs that I love and admire, where you can just admire from afar the beautiful things they're doing. But for me, it's like the food's brown, hot, and plenty of it. Like in City Slickers, my favorite movie.
The Pioneer Woman on the Food Network. It's Saturdays at 10/9 Central, but it airs all the time throughout the week. She has a line of dishes at Walmart. You can go to walmart.com/The Pioneer Woman. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate that, and I'm just a big fan. And we're gonna come out. We're gonna come, and the Lodge. That's the place, right? Is that what it's called?
You can stay at the boarding house, my little enormous 8-room hotel, and I would love to host you guys. In the meantime, stay safe. Stay safe. It was great to meet you.
We're gonna stay safe and eat all your food. Kaylin just said she's making soup for me tonight. That was already one of your recipes, so I had no idea how much you were already in my life.
I love it. Caitlin, take a picture of your chicken fried steak. And happy early birthday, Bobby.
Thank you very much. Bye, Reed. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Take care.